Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.
Dave Healey, thanks for joining Switchboard today at Redditch Borough. How's your pre-season going so far?
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on. We've been really pleased with it so far. Aid coming in to join the coaching staff which stayed on, which is I think really important to have the likes of Andy staying on and then adding Beef, the goalkeeper coach. So yeah, it's been great. I think Aid settled in really well. The players have taken to him as they always do with Aid. And in terms of pre-season, we've had excellent numbers, sometimes too many. I think we've been juggling sessions where we've had 24 and we've had half a pitch for it. So it's been challenging in terms of good challenges for coaching staff. How are we getting the most out of our sessions? How are we making sure that all the players, new and previous, are feeling included in the sessions? And again, kind of focusing a bit on fitness, but really making sure that we're integrating the kind of tactics and the principles of play that we want to see throughout the season.
Well, you mentioned a lot of numbers there turning up, but you've also brought in quality, a lot of National League players. Is this a sign of intent for you?
I think so. Me and Aid have obviously known each other for a long time, and I think we've always said if we could get our heads together at a club somewhere, we could do really well in terms of the players that we could bring in. And we've both got a lot of links with players. See, Aid brought in a few from Stourbridge, ones I've worked with before. I know Daisy well, I know Sam well from their Leafield time. Sam helped me out at Kiddie Harriers for 3 or 4 games as well. So the likes of Jess Hood, I've not really seen her play. So obviously she's out for a little while, but when she comes back, that's something I'm really looking forward to seeing. And then brought in players from National League, but I think we've also signed some of the hottest kind of youngest talent that's in the regional league as well, with players. So I don't want to miss anyone out because there's quite a few, but players like Alicia Sheridan. Obviously, I had her playing with me for the Kidderminster Harriers under 16s. I worked with her at Alfchurch, and you've seen the amount of goals she scored at Alfchurch. So really exciting to bring her in. Katie Jameson, Annie Clayton. And the list goes on of the kind of young players that we've brought in, which I 100% know will be playing at Tier 4, whether it's with us or somebody else in the very near future. So that is super exciting. But as you say, it's the kind of leaders and a bit of experience from the National League and some of them Tier 3 as well. It's really exciting to bring them into the fold.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And you've also kept quite a few good players as well, haven't you? There was something that came out on your social medias about a link with Balmere St Michael's. Are you able to just give a bit of a detail on what this relationship involves?
Yeah, obviously Aid had his time at Boldmere. I think he did quite well steadying the ship there. So it's a club that he knows well. I've always had a lot of respect for Boldmere when I was at Moors. They were one of the top teams in the league, kind of along with ourselves once Wolves got promoted. They've always been a well-established Tier 4 side. Obviously, they had a season in Tier 3 as well. So a lot of respect for Boldmere, what they can kind of offer. And it helps our girls. They've got a pathway to Tier 4. And again, we're not the kind of coaches that are going to stand in a player's way. If they feel that they're ready for Tier 4 and it's something that kind of the Boldmere want and the player wants, and we're happy to kind of facilitate that as well. I think that just shows players maybe looking at Redditch in the future that there is a pathway, whether it's with us, hopefully with us. That's what we're aiming for in the next 1 to 2 to 3 years, but in the short term as well, there is that pathway there. And then again, maybe it's a chance for Boldmere to help us out if we needed a loan signing or someone wasn't getting enough minutes there, and that's something maybe we could explore further into the season. Obviously, like I said, at the moment we're stacked for players, and it's great. I know it's really enjoying it. It's a bit different from his previous season where he was kind of scrabbling to get a good competitive team out. Obviously, Tier 3, it's a very difficult job to do that. So we're really pleased with the partnership, and again, it's nothing to do with me, but Aid obviously has those links, and it's great.
Well, you're growing on the pitch, but you also seem to be growing off the pitch as well. What's your thoughts on Redditch Borough as a club, especially with some of the modifications that's happening here with the ground as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for about 18 months now, give or take a couple, and it's grown massively during the time I've been here. Little things like the stands going in, floodlights going in, which is great. We can facilitate midweek games, can facilitate training on the main pitch if we need to with the floodlights, and the whole section, every section of the club just seems to be growing. There's a great family feeling. I know kind of you said it when you got here, that you was talking to the social media guy, and everyone's really positive, and they're happy to help you out, happy to listen to you, and you're seeing, I think it was the disability section got mentioned or got an award rather at the Charity Shield, which is again something that is amazing. It was kind of kept under wraps, so I didn't know till after our friendly against Boldmere that had happened, but outstanding.
So let's talk a little bit about Tier 5 ambitions. Having a successful summer, it brings expectations. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we put the expectations on ourselves. Me and Julian, the coaching staff, we did that last season where we sat down with the players and we said, look, we want to win the league. We want to win the League Cup. We want to have a run in the FA Cup, and, we see what we do in the County Cup. So it's first and foremost with us, and we've told the girls and ourselves and the coaching staff, we all agree, we're all on the same page of what we want to get from the season. I think you have to set really high expectations and then go from there. When no one's kidding themselves about how difficult this league will be. You can see the quality of teams in it from last season, and I think it's only going to get stronger this season. But I think you have to go shooting for the stars and trying to climb that mountain. And if you get there, amazing. If we have to reassess where we are at Christmas, then we do that as well. But I think from the start, we go in and we say, look, we're looking for a similar season as the previous one.
Well, you touched on some of your rivals there and the competitive nature of the league, not just in Tier 5, but also like your local area as well. Certainly a fast-growing part of the Midlands, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you see Redditch United have got a partnership with Boldmere as well. So they've had a lot of new incomings, and I think they'll give themselves a real good shot at winning the league next year. I know that's what they'll be looking for. Teams in our league, you're looking at Lye straight off the bat. They've been in and around it since I was at Kiddie Harriers. They were pushing for it then. They'll feel unfortunate last season, missing out. Was it going into the last couple of games, last game? So yeah, I mean, Lye, I imagine, is everyone's favourites to win it. They're the kind of benchmark we need to look at in terms of consistency. You lose more than 2-3 games and probably not going to catch Lye. You've got Shrewsbury, who I think they'll be disappointed with their last season, and they've had a good pre-season. They'll be up there. Hensford, this is what I was kind of saying about the league. I think it will be stronger when you look at it's us and Hensford that have come up and Solihull Moors that have come down, and I think all three of us will be, again, really tussling it out for those top spots. So I've said to anyone that will listen to me, I think this will be a season where with 3-4 games left, there might be 3-4 teams still with a chance of winning it, which hasn't been the case. It wasn't the case when I was at Kiddie. It was kind of us and Sutton. Then obviously you had Kiddie and Lye. And then you had Lye and Worcester, didn't you? So they're the kind of 2-horse races this year. I think unless a team like Lye really runs away with it, I really do think it's going to be all up for grabs with 3-4, maybe even 5 teams pushing in the last 4 games.
Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.